Hello, thank you for joining me for another edition of Rabbi Stein's PPE. This week we're in Parshas Vayishlach, one of the most pivotal, I say this quite often, another pivotal moment in the Torah where we see the confrontation, or the pre-confrontation and the confrontation, the long-awaited confrontation between Yaakov and Esav. And the Parsha, it begins that Yaakov sends malachim, angels and emissaries before him to inquire about his brother Esav. He hears his brother Esav is coming towards him to do war. And he has with him 400 men of battle, men of wrath, men of destruction. So Yaakov, as you can understand, understandably so, is nervous. He's scared. So he begins to begin battle preparations. He divides his camp into two. He sends tributes before maybe try to appease his brother. And in the end, he begins to daven. And I think there's a pasuk in the first aliyah that we quite often gloss over, and we don't quite understand the depth of what's happening. The Torah tells us that Yaakov davens. He says, "Hatzileni na miyad achi miyad Esav." Save me now from the hands of my brother, the hands of Esav. And the pshat is he's scared. The essence of this pasuk is he's scared and he needs to be saved. But let's look at it a little bit deeper, bit by bit. So sometimes, with sibling rivalry, the siblings, they start to fight and they start to bicker and they argue, and as it escalates, the children have to run to a parent for help. Help, mom, dad, help, so-and-so's trying to get me. I've been there all too often. My kids do it all too often the same. And the parents have to intervene to create peace again, to restore order and balance. And so sometimes when we're scared, we can only turn to the one parental force that we know that can help us, and that's Hashem. We look at the day and age that we live in, it's a scary time. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of animosity, and there's a lot of fright. So who do we turn to? We have to turn to the Eibishter, turn to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Say, Hashem, save me now from what's happening in the world today. Help me, let me latch on to you. Let you be my home free, my safe space, to allow me to continue. But there's another idea. And when the Torah says, Miyad Achi, Miyad Esav. Right now, I don't know who my brother is going to be. Is my brother going to be like my Achi, my brother? In which case, I'll be okay. But save me from, because he's also conniving, he's Esav. But then he's Esav. When he's Esav, he's Edom. Edom is the empire of Edom. The culture of Edom is against the Torah. And all throughout history, we've seen how the empires and civilizations that come out of the idea of Edom are ones that are always negative against the Jewish people and against the antithetical to the Torah. Is my brother going to be Achi to me, or is my brother going to be Esav? So when we read this pasuk, we read this parsha on Shabbos, we need to really connect to these words. Hatzileni na miyad achi miyad Esav. Help me, Hashem, because you're my only hope. I have no other place to go. I have no other place to turn to. You're my rock, you're my refuge, and you're my anchor. Shabbat Shalom. All the best.